If you are following me on Patreon or if you are subscribed to me, you know I'm just talking so f***ing fast. I'm just talking so f***ing fast. Why am I just stop talking? Been a couple months, huh? Merry Christmas. That's where we're at. Thanks for your patience with me. If you're still subscribed to me, I'm sorry, but thank you. A lot of things have happened in life recently, and today's video, we're just gonna catch up. We're gonna draw something, and yeah, we'll talk more when I'm drawing. I'm in a voiceover, got a new mic, got a new camera. It's great because everything is sharp and beautiful. It's not great because you can see how oily I am, the breakout that I'm having. Yeah, so that's how life is going at the moment. So let's catch up. Let's draw something. I apologize in advance if there is any road noise that you hear. I'm recording this in the middle of the day, so just enjoy the occasional honking and truck noises. Before we start talking about what has changed in life and what has developed in the last couple months since my last video, I want to address the materials that I'm using because above all else, this is an art video. Oh, there's a horn right there. There you go. Like 20 seconds in, we already got one. I am using Holbein. I think that's how you pronounce it. Holbein? I feel like you have to say it very German. Holbein. Probably just blew out the mic. Yes, I'm using Holbein gouache, and the yellow is a little bit different. It is M. Graham Company because I ran out of my yellow Holbein and just replaced it with something else. And the paper that I'm using is Canson watercolor paper and a pad. Nothing special, very cheap, but very good for the price. And yeah, hey, how you doing? How are you doing? Because I'm doing pretty crazy. Gotta be honest, the last couple months have been nutso as far as work has gone. So much has changed. So many things have developed. I honestly feel like I'm working constantly, and I came here today to talk to you about my excuse for not being on YouTube, and that is that I am working on about a million other things constantly, including things picked up with my agency, with my freelance work. I don't even really know. I've done a few projects, and then I'm working on one currently, and I'm about to start another one very soon. I'm about to sign a contract for it, and that project will be published in 2 years, that specific one. It's a very big boy project that I can't discuss until 2022. So in 2022, you will see me just combust, and hopefully you will combust too, because I think it's a very cool project. So I've been very occupied with that. And when I'm not occupied with that, I am working on Patreon. That's another thing that I've started since we last spoke. And it's a really great thing because it's so community driven, and it's just like a fun place to be, in my opinion. I just love working on stuff for Patreon because I'm essentially putting out the content that I want to be putting out. I'm having fun, and I also have this tight-knit community that is enjoying whatever it is that I put out. And, not gonna lie, the paycheck that I get every month is pretty sweet too, because with my freelance work, it is somewhat erratic and also very delayed. So despite the fact that I've done a few freelance projects, I really haven't gotten paid for any of them yet. I will. It's just the process is so delayed. So if I didn't have Patreon, I would not be able to pay the bills. Literally, that is the thing that's kind of keeping me alive at the moment. And it was a few months ago, Etsy and commissions, but I just started to feel that that was not going to be sustainable enough, which is why I decided to go ahead and start Patreon. And it was a great decision. I do recognize that, like, my Patreon has been successful because of the audience. What in the world even was that? Hold up. All right, I have no explanation as to what that was. I just looked out the window expecting to see some very strange vehicle. That was not the... I really don't know what that was. That wasn't a normal car horn, right? Anyways, yes, Patreon, I have seen success because I had sort of a pre-existing online audience, and I do recognize that privilege, and I feel so thankful every day for everyone that has been sticking around and, you know, supporting me on that website. It's just a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it so far. It's been one of my favorite career endeavors so far. But that being said, it does take up a lot of my emotional and physical time and capacity, where I'm thinking about it almost constantly, because I know that every month I have to put out a certain amount of content, and I have to sort of track my month accordingly so that I can put out content that reflects what I did that month. I also have to be thinking about how I can keep things fresh and how I can keep people coming on Patreon and not have them just subscribe for a month and then be like, oh, this was kind of boring, I'm leaving. I've been putting out a lot of video content on there, so that's another excuse as to why I haven't been uploading here, because a lot of my video effort has been put towards a smaller community in which I get paid for it, and unfortunately I just don't have any monetary advantages on YouTube yet. It's all basically free work. So I have to be putting my energy into things that I'm getting paid for in order to pay my bills, essentially. But I am always thinking about work, and that's something that I would like to stop doing if I could. But unfortunately, I think it's in my nature to constantly have a little bit of anxiety. It motivates me in a very strange way. I'm sure that there's people that will resonate with, where if I'm not constantly thinking about work in some way, I'll feel as though I'm slacking off or I'm disregarding what's important. I also started an ASMR channel. This is not really work related, but it is life related, and it's called Greenhouse ASMR if you have not seen it yet. I've posted 2 videos on there, and it's a relaxing sort of creative outlet that is not art or drawing. As well as I said at the beginning, I got a new camera and microphone. That has been so nice, and I think that I will actually have the motivation to be making video content more often because I have the tools that make it so much easier, when previously I was using my iPhone 8 for everything, and it just was not a pleasant experience. Of course, that's just me being picky, but genuinely the flow of work has motivated me to keep going with video content, because now I'm actually enjoying the tools that I'm using and I feel a little bit more professional. Additionally, I kind of glazed over this, but Etsy and commissions, I couldn't see them being sustainable is the word that I used. And I think Etsy I could keep going with, but commissions were just taking a lot out of me for sort of erratic work, when Patreon and freelance, it just feels more secure. I just felt like commissions were kind of one here and there, or maybe a ton at once, and it wasn't necessarily projects that I would really want to work on, but I knew I needed the money, so I would take it. And I'm just a lot happier doing what I'm doing now. That being said, I will still take commissions eventually. I'm not done with those, because I did enjoy working with people and that very individual experience, and the reactions that I would get when people would receive them was extremely rewarding. I just felt that for my effort that I was putting in, it was not cost effective. I just wasn't fully happy doing that. And I'm glad that I made the switch, and I'm glad that I've sort of streamlined my work to be more rewarding. I think eventually I would like to, not eventually, very soon hopefully, I would like to film another day in a life video to show you kind of how much my day-to-day has changed, because it looks really different now, just down to my sleeping schedule and when I eat my meals and when I work out and what I do to work out. I think I had a really kind of honestly strange and slightly unhealthy mentality at first, because I didn't know what I was doing. And it's really hard to know what you're doing when you first start out living alone. And even now, I'm still pretty new to it. It's only been 4 months. But compared to just having a month on my own, things have changed significantly, and I feel myself growing and evolving, and I would really like to show that soon. Anyways, here's the finished product. I know I didn't talk much about this, but I hope that you enjoyed catching up today, and thanks for sticking around. As always, if you have any questions about what you saw today, please comment and ask me. And I'd just like to hear about how you're doing, if anything has changed for you in the last few months. So let me know, and I will see you very soon. Please go watch my ASMR channel. It's totally awesome. Trust me. All right, bye.